Red Rumours, it's our weekly Manchester United transfer update. Let's get straight into it. Lots and lots to discuss. Some good, some bad, some downright ugly. But let's start off with Gareth Bale's agent giving a big Manchester United transfer update in relation to Gareth Bale, funnily enough. How are we feeling about that? Well, you know what? Simply this. He has said that Gareth Bale's happy at Real Madrid. Real Madrid love Gareth Bale, and this is just reporters writing about things they don't know whether are true or not. Now, this has then been fed out that Gareth Bale is staying at Real Madrid for the summer. But I must admit that when I read the quotes from Gareth Bale's agent, I don't think it means he's staying at all. I do not think it means he's staying at all. All he's actually saying is that it's reporters making up stories that they don't know whether it's true or not, which is pretty much sports journalism in the UK for the last 50 years, especially around transfers. So I don't think there's anything that we can really glean from that. Depends where you are. I think a lot of United fans don't actually want Gareth Bale at the moment, so we'd have to see about that. But I think his agent's just playing a straight bat there. But if he stays at Real Madrid, he's going to have to see his career out at Real Madrid because he's 29 this summer. So keep an eye on that with Gareth Bale, but I'm not convinced. A lot of people saying that means he's staying at Real Madrid. I think Gareth Bale is leaving Real Madrid, and his agent's obviously playing a straight bat, like I say. The next thing I want to talk about is Milinkovic-Savic at Lazio. He's come out and spoken verbally, funnily enough, not by email, about Manchester United and his future, and basically saying at the moment all I'm focused on is Lazio. Qualifying for the Champions League. Now let's not forget Lazio are in the latter stages of the Europa League as well. They're doing quite well in Serie A, and they could conceivably win the Europa League, which would get them in the Champions League, but their league position is looking quite good. They're up in the first leg of the quarter-final. Milinkovic-Savic is a weird one. I think a lot of us would like him at Manchester United, but it's the fee that we might have to pay for him that really concerns me. And just talking about Bale there, I mean, Manchester United might fancy a little bit of Bale, but the fee that Real Madrid would demand, and dealing with Real Madrid is very difficult, as we saw with Morata last year, that maybe Manchester United will be more looking at Willian, who's 30, and they probably would get him for about 30 million. Would I prefer Griezmann to Bale, says Ndonjic? Yes, I would. I always liked Griezmann, to be honest, but I don't see we're going to get him. Although, I must mention that Pogba did spend one of his days off after the Manchester derby hanging out with Griezmann. Agent Pogba has been putting himself out to Real Madrid. If you listen to the latest rumours, not just Man City was he offered to in January. He was also offered to Real Madrid in January by his agent. So I don't think that friendship between Pogba and Griezmann really is going to count for much. I can't see Griezmann coming to Manchester United, and maybe Pogba wouldn't advise him to do that as well. A little bit of a breaking transfer story that happened that I read this morning through AS that I'll just feed in. It's not somebody coming in, it's potentially somebody going out, which will feed into the show we're going to do tonight at 8 o'clock about Mourinho. Is he a quick fit fitter? Not literally, you can't take him there and get your car fixed if you're from the UK, but is he just a quick fix merchant? Only ever stays anywhere 3 years, which means he's only got a year left. Is that why he's looking at not Martial and Sanchez? Because Sanchez is ready now. Martial's going to take longer than a year to get him top class. I'm not going to be here that long. I want players for now. Is that why we're looking at Willian and people like that? This feeds into this story in AS. Andreas Pereira. He's been at Valencia for the last year on loan. He was at Granada the year before. 22 years of age, like Martial, like Shaw, and like those two, another 22-year-old at Manchester United who is potentially looking at being moved on in the summer. Thanks for the contribution, Sean Bordner. So Pereira, wanted by Valencia. So a lot of people think Pereira's not done well at Valencia, but Valencia apparently want to sign him on a permanent deal. And I think this is the modern climate that we live in, whereby if a player's not playing every week, then they're a flop. It doesn't mean that Pereira hasn't been impressive at Valencia. Valencia have got Soler, they've got Giddis, and they're very good wide players. And Pereira has played here and there, and at the moment he's back on the bench again. But Valencia are interested in signing him. They obviously see something in him, which I have and a lot of you have. And I think Manchester United are looking to move Pereira on. I really hoped that he was going to be part of our future plans, but I don't think he does. I think Pereira again is another player that Mourinho doesn't want to put the work in to make him into a great player because he wants quick fixes, he wants players that can come in now. And obviously that goes against what a lot of people feel that Manchester United should be doing. But it's interesting about Andreas Pereira and potentially leaving this summer to Valencia, which how much would we get for him as well? Interested to see. Every player would say that they're happy at their own club, but that doesn't mean that they don't want to leave the club, says Jack Washing. And Moutinho out, man, says Mohammed. I think he used to play for Monaco. I think you mean Mourinho. I want to talk about defensive options. Umtiti didn't exactly fill himself cover himself in glory against Roma last night. Barcelona going out, flopping. Maybe does that mean there's more chance of United getting Umtiti? Does that mean there's less chances of us getting him? I do not know. But one other player that we have been linked to, and I must try and pronounce his name properly, it's Dayot Upamecano, French centre-back, playing for RP Leipzig. They're doing very well in the UEFA Cup as well. I think they will be semi-finalists with Lazio, Atletico Madrid and Arsenal by the looks of it. Very, very good player. Very, very high thought of player. Just over 6 foot. I think he's 19. Brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, you could argue that he's going to be better than Umtiti. Very strong, very good on the ball, very, very quick. One of the best up-and-coming centre-backs in world football at the moment. Manchester United sort of tentatively linked to him. The fee being offered is around £80 million. He's a very, very good player. I would take Umtiti. I would take Upamecano as well, because they are the sort of player I want to see playing with Bailly. Strong, quick, good on the ball. But we do have a couple of players who could potentially do that. Twansibi one. And Fosu Mensah, I think, potentially another. But will we go out and sign a centre-back? Some people feel... I mean, do you think we should go out and sign a centre-back? Some people really think that we should. I'm sort of half and half. I'm a half and half scarf, because we've got Lindelof, who we spent 30 million on, and I think he needs to play games all the time. Joe Anite, thank you for Nisiti, thank you for the contribution. We've got Rojo, who signed the new contract. We've obviously got Bailly. We've got Smalling and Jones. I mean, if you sell Smalling and Jones, maybe we sign a centre-back as well. And as Lucas says, he saw Upamecano against Marseille. That guy is a beast. He is. He looks really good. Obviously, it's a step up from Europa League and Bundesliga to a bigger league. And I don't necessarily think he'll move on this year. But interesting that Manchester United are linked to him. Some other players that United have also been linked to, just to bring out a couple of sort of odd rumours. Ryan Bertrand, who, as I mentioned last night, Southampton left back in his late 20s. God knows exactly. Don't really want to dwell on that one too much, but why would you sell Luke Shaw for Bertrand? I have got no idea why we'd want to do that. And Richarlison at Watford, who started the season off very, very well, tailored off a little bit. There is talk of Manchester United being linked to him. We have been linked to him in the past. I cannot see in a million years how we are going to go and sign Richarlison from Watford when he's 20 and he's a BTEC version of Martial. Why would we go and do that? Why would we let Martial go? Why would we keep Martial and then buy a worse version? I don't see us doing that deal, but we have been linked to him. What I like more in players is mentality, says Chris Rock. Biggest contract offered to Jose from PSG, says Love Joshi. What's with the Marcus Rashford not happy and wants out, says Cecil. I think that's pretty much paper talk, to be honest. I don't think Marcus Rashford's going to go anywhere. I really don't think Marcus Rashford's going to go anywhere. He's a young kid who's come through the setup at Manchester United. I think he needs more game time, but I don't see that happening. We are going to get left with 30-year-olds, says Matteo7. Well, we're going to be talking about that a little bit tonight. We will talk about it a lot. Mourinho, is he a quick fixer? Because we are seeing a number of young players being potentially sold from the club or rumoured to be sold, and everyone we seem to bring in is touching 30. So is that what we want at Manchester United? Is that what Mourinho's trying to do? 3 years is all he ever stays anywhere, and this would be his last year, so he's got a year to win the title potentially. There was a little bit of talk here about Neymar coming to Manchester United in a swap deal with Martial. No. Don't want that. Don't want to see that happen at all. Really, not the sort of player that we want at Manchester United. I mean, actually, I retract that statement. Maybe we do want a player of Neymar's quality at Manchester United, but I mean, I said this last night, and I'll say it again because it was a bit deep into the show last night, and maybe some people didn't see it. But if I knew what I knew now about Alexis Sanchez, that he was coming in to play on the left wing, and it was going to destroy Martial and potentially force him out of the club, I wouldn't have wanted Sanchez to come. It wasn't worth that to me. It wasn't worth that. And I know Sanchez played really well against City, and I do like Alexis Sanchez, and I was very excited about the signing, as videos on this channel at that time will verify. But I assumed he was going to play as a number 10 or as a right winger, right midfielder. I didn't realise he was going to be swapping Martial's position. And if I knew that now, I wouldn't sign him. Not that it's anything to do with me. I think if Martial leaves, it will put us out the market for young players while Mourinho is here, says Nightmare TV. I must applaud that, not only because it's a contribution and thank you for it, but I think that is a fantastic point. And it was something I want to pick up on the 8 o'clock show tonight as well, about Mourinho being a quick fixer. But what's the bad thing about that? You get what some of you've mentioned about how we end up with a squad that's ageing, short-termism, but also if you see... If outside youngsters see Martial kicked out the club for older players, why would a young player want to come to Manchester United while we've got Mourinho? And that is worrying for a club that prides itself on its history of bringing through young players. Having said that, I must also be very even-handed and say Manchester United are consistently signing players 15, 16, 17, 18. There's this George Hurst, who's David Hurst's son from Sheffield Wednesday. He's 19 years of age. We're linked to him this week as well. I mean, he won't be coming into play straight away anyway. I think he'd be part of the under-23s or maybe a loan for him. But we are looking at young players. But it's interesting, isn't it, whether we could bring in top quality young players when we're going to let one go in Anthony Martial. Wasn't here to hear about the Bale rumours. What is the go? Wasn't here to hear about the Bale rumours. What is the go with him? Says Meme Destroyer. Okay, so Gareth Bale's agent has come out and said that Gareth Bale is loved by Real Madrid and he loves it in Real Madrid. And everybody who's talking about him leaving is just making it up because they don't know what's true and what's not. So some people have interpreted that Gareth Bale's agent has confirmed that Bale's staying at Real Madrid this summer. There's actually nothing in that quote that confirms that. It just says he's loved by Real Madrid and he loves it at Real Madrid. It's April. There's 2 months of the season left. They're in the Champions League semi-final. I still think Bale will leave this summer. I just think the agent's trying to stop all the talk about it. Alderweireld says Omar Lewis from Spurs is our best chance, Mark. I don't know whether we can do business with Spurs. I've said this many times before. And also, he's another player who's touching 30. And there's the comment I was waiting for. Jack Warshong. Manolas from Roma, question mark. If you've been watching the United stand for any period of time, you'll know, wasn't last summer, was it the summer before and the summer before? I never shut up about Manolas. I've been on about Manolas for about 3 years and what a really good centre-back he is. Nobody's gone and got him. Chelsea were linked to him. We were linked to him a little bit when we had Van Gaal. I wish we had got him. I wish we would go and get him. He is brilliant. He scored last night. He's very physical. He'd suit the Premier League really well. Greek as well, so he's not like an Italian defender. You know, the Premier League can be a bit of a graveyard for Italian defenders. None of them have ever done well here. But Greek, Manolas, I think he'd be brilliant. The problem is, Roma have this amazing hold on their players. Dzeko said it. I was offered to Chelsea and I had an opportunity to go to Chelsea in January, but it's not about the money for me. I love Rome. Nainggolan has said the same thing. The Rossi's never left. They have a really good, and also it's in Rome, isn't it? You know, what a fantastic city to live in. So I don't know whether Manolas wants to leave Roma. I certainly don't think Manchester United are in for him, but if somebody did bring him to the Premier League, he's fantastically good player. Lozano from PSV says Ross Cow, another player I've been on about for years. Really do like him. Don't think we're being linked to him. In fact, I'm sure he nearly went to Man City. Tundi says, great show, Mark. I'm watching from China. Shout out wherever you're watching from. You're very welcome on the channel. Please do hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. Bottom right hand corner icon. Koulibaly says fearless offend. Another player, yes. Another good player. I'm surprised he's not left Serie A as well. And Rome is a nice place, to be fair, and the fans are manic, says my footy friend. And I'll tell you what as well, the brilliance of last night's performance by Roma in the Champions League was that I watch a lot of Serie A, as I continually tell you, and I do love Serie A, and it is the best league this year to watch because of the competitive nature of it. It's, you know, an interesting title race, an interesting race for top four. It's a really good league to watch. But my sad side has always been that it actually doesn't. It's not that good compared to the other leagues. Like Arsenal did AC Milan, and Napoli got done by City. Juventus nearly got done by Spurs. They're getting hammered by Real Madrid. But Roma beat Barcelona over 2 legs and deserved to do it. And I think that's brilliant for Serie A. And also, there is a Manchester United element to what I'm saying there, because whilst it's brilliant for Serie A and Italian football, which I like and I've loved it for years, it's also good if you are thinking of buying Italian players, because it just shows you that the quality of it, it's dipped recently, it's on its way back, and maybe Milankovic-Savic, Manolas, Koulibaly, Jorginho and other players that you like from Italy, if they did come to the Premier League and they did come and wear Manchester United shirts, it's not such a big step up that I think it has been in recent years. The quality in the Serie A compared to La Liga and the Premier League hasn't quite been there. So really, really pleased that Roma got that result. Sandeep says, Rome, Paris, Amsterdam, which city would you live in if you're not in Birmingham or Nottingham or Manchester? Surely not London. I love London, Sandeep. I do really like London, I've got to be honest. I do like London. But I'd fancy a bit of Rome. I wouldn't fancy Paris, and Amsterdam's not my scene. I'd like a bit of Rome. That's a bit of me, to be honest. Please don't sell Martial, says Carl Jordan. We've got 2 videos on Anthony Martial. The one last night, which hasn't had loads of views because we did it at 11 o'clock. If you want to get involved in the Martial debate, we did it last night at 11 o'clock. Really, really good video. Link in the video description, I think. Or it'll be on your suggested videos. I'm back again at 8 o'clock tonight. We're back again at 8 o'clock tonight. Lots to discuss. Is Mourinho a quick fix? And does that fit in with Manchester United? Is basically not a very good tagline, but that's what we're going to be discussing. Will that put off young players coming to Manchester United? And will it stop us developing young players? Big key issue. Want all you lot involved in that. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon. Please do drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is our Red Rumours show. We do it every week. It's meant to be at a certain time every week, but it's all over the place at the moment. But it will calm down a little bit soon, I'm sure. Thanks for watching, and I'm just Sam Wyatt. That'll be your last comment. It's always nice when people think they can get away with something really abusive and they're not going to get blocked. Anyway, to everybody else on the live comments, I applaud you as ever. Fantastic community we've got here. If you are new, subscribe and please do drop a like. And we're back live again, 8 o'clock tonight on the United Stand, UK time. See you all soon.